Next is the fun bit, displacement. So there's two different types of displacement, and there's your subdivision surface. You can just click that to add one. I found that 4 levels is where it looks fine. 5 is great, but 4 is absolutely fine, as you'll see. And this also affects the edge wear, but we'll get to that. So let's just start with the standard bump. So I'm just going to put 1 on that. Can't really, oh, that's better. Should we make it even more visible? 1.5. There we go. All right. And this displacement is under a mask, which is in your color ramps, which you've got control of. So down here, you've got displacement mask color ramp. So there's a noise texture, and where it's black, I think it's where it's black, the displacement shows through. Wherever it's white, it's hiding it. So I think if I take the white all the way to the right, yeah, now it's just pretty much affecting the whole rock. But if I bring them real close together, you see how it abruptly stops this particular crack here. It's just stopped it. If I wanted it a bit smoother, I'd drag it out. So there's a ton of control with the material displacement using the displacement mask, as well as the filters. Obviously the displacement filters in here, so you can do what you do what you like with that. There's a lot of control in there for you. But yeah, it's just to break up the, if this crack is going clearly all the way through, there's nothing wrong with that. But let's say I don't want that. I just muck around with the mask, and there you go. That's just took out a chunk of it there. So again, that looks a bit more natural now, because it's a bit more bitty. That's the material displacement. You've got your normal control scale, and displacement filter amount, it seems to be defaulted to. There is a good reason. I'm trying to think of it. There are times, that's it. There are times if you put mass displacement and you want to add more material displacement, you would be adding displacement to both. Whereas this way, you can have your mass displacement, but you can also increase the material displacement right here, like that. So that's what that does. And now we've got displacement. If I can drop on the moss, and I'll put my distortion back to 0.4, and then I can add some displacement, and there we go. So now it's just add, in fact, let's go 0.04. There we go. So it's very subtle, but it does, bump it up a little bit. It gives it a bit more texture and whatnot. So that's displacement number 1. I'm going to get rid of that, and it's displacement friend. That's 1. The next one is displace modifier. So I'm going to actually just turn off material. You can use both at the same time, but if you do too much of both, it starts messing with the geometry. So this is the second option, which you've got even more control of. So if I add a displace modifier, it's quite clearly a wave pattern that is going all the way through, but that's because I've set it as, well, it's a marble pattern. It just happens to be this one. Do what you want, but just like any other, just like the displace modifier, which appears in your modifiers window, you can change all the controls here as well. So I've spent a lot of time swapping between these two, between these settings to find crazy things, and there is a lot you can do just with this. But for now, I'm going to do clouds, and I'd like to see that it's at 6. So if I bring the size to 0.5, there we go. And that I found is one of the most natural, rocky, bitty things you can do. So, and just like with the displacement mask, this time you've got much more manual control of where this displacement appears. So under here it says rock displace mask. So if you click paint displace mask, and then in your vertex group, you've got now rock displace mask. I have got under weights invert, I have that as a quick menu. So, because I do it all the time. So at the moment it's 100% white, which means everything is visible. If I click invert, nothing. So now I can just paint which angle we're looking at. Now I can just paint the areas. It's quicker if you do it in thingy mode, edit mode. So maybe I just want bits. I'll just do it in front mode, and then I'm going to hold shift and just blur all that a bit. And then, oh no, I don't want to invert it. Object mode and back. So now everything else is smooth. So this is how you would add those smooth surfaces that some rocks and boulders have. And if it ever seems problematic, say if I add too much, if I added much more strength, this is probably going to be a problem. So 0.3. Yeah, you see how it's kind of messing up the geometry a little bit. What I would do in that situation is go back to my white paint, go back to my thingy, edit mode, and I'm just going to remove it completely like this, and then I'm going to shift and just allow a bit. So now it's not visible, and that fixes that mostly. So that's, yeah, using the displacement mask, you can tell it where you want it to happen and where it don't, and just play with all this. There is tons, so many perturbations. But that there, oh yeah, strength and mid-level both there as well. And as I say, you can do both, add both together. But like you see here, when you add too much displacement, you get these weird, messy artifacts. So just be careful. There are a lot of the presets have got both, so it's just a case of finding a happy balance. All right, banging displacements. That's it, done. We'll go on to bump next.